I'm Holly, that's Ray, and this is our home, Sabado. Subscribe to tag along on the adventure. Sabado has been hauled out since the end of December, and she's going back in the water today. The outside is looking nice and shiny. We've got a fresh coat of bottom paint, and Ray is putting on some new anodes. The interior, however, is a disaster. We've got cushions and tools everywhere. It's just a mess. So I'm gonna see how much I can get put back together before they come and get the boat. She's in the straps. They've just taken another boat's masts off, so they're moving those out of the way, and then we'll go in once that boat is out of the well. The last bridge opening is at 4 p.m., so we're cutting it close, but hopefully we'll make it. How we're getting on. It's go time. All right, we've backed out of the well, and now we're gonna go try and catch the bridge. It is 3:48. I think we got this.
Perfect.
Woo!
We got no boat speed, we got no rudder indicator, we got no depth.
How you feeling?
I'm ready to go.
Yep. So pretty here. Looks like we made it just in time. Feels so good to be back on anchor. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of rolly in here. We're off to a rough start. We've got water in the bilge. We're 99.9% sure it's from when we put the transducer in, so it's probably fine, but our head is also busted. We're hoping it's just the pump. It hasn't become a messy job yet, but we'll see. In other news, the moisture absorbers that I kept inside seem to have done their job. It's a lot of water. missed this. Can you hear us listening to NSYNC? It's the next day, and I am happy to report the water in the bilge did not increase, and our head has been fixed. It did get a little bit messy, but we tag teamed it and left it off, so all is well. It ended up just being a clump of my hair in the macerator. I can't help it. I don't know. I'm surprised I'm not bald by the amount of hair I have found on this boat. Let me know if I'm the only one. Maybe I need to be using a product or something. But yeah, life is back to normal. We've just been hanging out on the boat all day today, putting things back together. I think we're gonna open a bottle of wine later and just enjoy our floating home. Isn't she pretty? Okay, if we do it with our eyes closed, do you think we can telepathically clap at the same time?
Yeah.
Close your eyes. Okay.
We're back in the water.
We are back in the water.
I think we were out of the water for like 10, 14, 15. It seemed like 2 months.
A long time. It felt really long.
Yeah. It was just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks. Really, the main reason we hauled out was so that we could spend time with family over the holidays.
We're a little bit anxious when it comes to leaving the boat on anchor or on a mooring ball, and it was actually cheaper to haul out for the holidays than it was to stay at a dock.
St. Martin is a good place to fly in and out of. Flights are reasonably priced, but the marinas are not. It's a fairly expensive place to store your boat in the water. So we chose to haul out. This is our second time hauling out at Bobby's Mega Yard, and I gotta say, it's a wonderful. It's very rare that you'll hear a boat owner say, "Man, I had such a great experience at this Boatyard." But
sorry, this is gonna fall.
Well, don't let it fall.
I know.
Now it's all cattywampus.
I'm not gonna leave it cattywampus.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, Bobby's Mega Yard is wonderful, and in no small part because of the manager Brad, who is fantastic.
Seriously, the best. I mean, when have you hauled out and the manager of the yard is the one catching your lines?
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. And beyond just the manager and the yard, the people here in St. Martin, if you need to get work done, and let's be honest, I would say 100% of the work that we had done on Sabado was by contractors.
Yeah.
we didn't do anything.
I feel like we didn't do anything this haul, which is crazy.
No.
But a lot of the stuff we were doing was super specific, and we wanted to hire experts and have it done right the first time. We're crossing the Pacific this year.
Yes.
And it's going to just be the two of us for the crossing. So that's 20 to 30 days at sea with the two of us. So a lot of what we had done was with that in mind, with our safety and comfort for that passage in mind, as well as the next year and a half, 2 years in French Polynesia.
Oh, airplane is going to get loud.
We're anchored right by the airport. Yeah, where we're going to be in more remote areas where we're not really sure what our options are going to be for hauling out and getting supplies and getting work done.
Well, and it'd be nice to not have to haul out for at least 2 years, hopefully a little bit longer. We did some extra bottom paint in anticipation of staying in the water a little bit longer. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We had some corrosion issues addressed on the boat. One was warranty work on the cross beam, and that was because of stainless steel fittings that were attached to aluminum parts.
I see it in all cats, especially on the cross beam. There's a lot of stainless steel fittings. Obviously with aluminium that corrodes because you got different metals, and there's typically not enough sealant or separation between the two metals. So sometimes they would put some Teftio or plastic in between, or just some Sikaflex. It's not enough.
Yeah.
So if you have a cat, have a good eye at it. You can see on the side here, the edge between the stainless steel fitting and the aluminium crossbeam, you see this fluffy powdery thing. That's corrosion, that's aluminium corrosion. And it's quite strong, so it grows. And as it grows, it pushes the crossbeam slightly down, and you can see a dimple here. And we don't know how much it is until we actually remove the fitting. Typically it goes quite slow unless you have some electrical issue on your boat. You can just open it up, clean that up, apply some chemicals to the aluminium to restore the protection, and then seal it with plastic in between, or any kind of Teflon plate or Sikaflex.
Awesome.
A bit thicker than the factory does. But the preferred method is really have a proper separation. So in this case, Lagoon senses these things, which is a little tin Teflon plastic plate that goes in between there. That's already a very good start, and it can't be very thick because it's got to be flexible, obviously. But if you got just a flat surface like these anchor rollers, I would recommend you just cut an even thicker plate out of any kind of plastic that gives you electric isolation.
Nice.
Hope that explains it a little bit.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're in St. Martin.
Peter's the guy.
Peter's the guy, man. He's the man. The other thing that we had was on the mast base. So there was a recall on this model boat. They needed to add some brackets to the mast base. Aluminum mast. The recall added stainless brackets to an aluminum mast.
Genius.
And they didn't put any protection in there. So we had to get that pulled off and put the bracket back on with the proper protection so that we wouldn't get corrosion. Heated backing plates for our bobstay and then all of our spinnaker hardware, because we anticipate using our spinnaker for a majority, we hope, a majority of our sail across the Pacific. So we wanted that to be plenty strong. So he did that.
And they look tough now.
Oh yeah, no, they're great. Well,
Do we have a before picture? I know we have an after.
I don't know. It would just be without that backing plate.
There was nothing there before.
They were just washers.
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
yeah.
It looks really tough now. I'm really comfortable and confident in the strength of that.
Yeah. And then we used Nomad. They're a service provider here, and they installed a backup autopilot. Because it's just the two of us, we're short-handed going across the Pacific. Can you imagine if the autopilot goes out and we have to hand steer for 15 days? That's a nightmare.
It would be exhausting.
Yeah, so
that's really the key. I mean, obviously people do it. It's possible. I'm sure there are tons of YouTube videos out there because we've watched them where people's autopilot goes off on this exact passage and they manage, but it's always like a crew of 4 or 5 of them. You know, with the two of us hand steering constantly, that would just be a little bit more than we're willing to take on.
Yeah, so we got the backup autopilot installed. We had some rigging changes done. One of the things that has bothered me on this boat from day one has been the single line reefing system.
Yeah.
It's difficult in a couple ways. One, the lines chafe very frequently, almost no matter what you do. And getting the right sail shape with the single line reefing has proven to be a little difficult, and it might just be because we're maybe a little too particular about it. But anyways, what we've done is we've changed that over to basically 2 reefing points, and I think that's going to work out well. Now that said, we haven't even raised the sail with it yet, so we'll see how that goes. We'll do some test sails and
We'll film it.
yeah,
You'll
we'll
see
film
it.
And then what else did we do?
Do you want to talk about the? We went from single line reefing to what? Do you want to kind of talk about the mechanism?
Yeah, we just have a hook system at the mast, and then we still have the reefing lines at the back of the boom.
So we will have to go up to the mast to reef, which is kind of a downside because...
Hold please. Yeah, it's a bit of a downside because we have to leave the helm to do that.
But the access to where we need to go from the helm is close. You know, you're not going up toward the solar arch or anything like that. It's nearby, so we're still comfortable with it.
Yeah, I think it'll work out a lot better. We shouldn't have chafing issues. So we also had a bottom job done, and then since we were hauled out, we had the sail drive seals replaced.
Yes.
That's it. That's all we did.
Yeah.
That wasn't very much.
Am I forgetting something?
I don't think so.
Spare autopilot, rig changes.
Vacuum place, corrosion. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
We have a backup water maker too. That's the other thing that we've done.
Oh yeah, we got a portable cased Rain Man water maker. When we first decided to cross the Pacific, we sat down and identified what would take the fun out of it. And the autopilot going out was one of them. The water maker being busted was one of them. And I think the third was toilets.
Yeah. which ironically
Went out.
when we splashed and we got the anchor, put the anchor down out here, the first thing I did was, open up through holes, and the head on our side of the boat didn't work. I had to replace the macerator, the pump.
But because we had identified it as one of the 3 things that would ruin our trip, we already had the spare on board.
Yeah, no, we
now
have
have to
to
get
buy a
another
new
spare.
one. We haven't. Well, we told the patrons. We haven't told.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a crossing date
For the canal.
for the canal, February 28th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get over to the Pacific side, and as soon as we have a weather window, well, as soon as
Provision
and a weather window, and then we'll head out. And we're gonna go straight across. We're not gonna stop in the Galapagos for a couple reasons that we'll probably get into in other videos. And we're just gonna go.
Yeah, I was thinking we'll probably post a series of videos about preparing for our Pacific crossing. This being one of them, preparing the boat. And then we'll probably do provisioning and maybe a route planning video where we can kind of talk about how we're sorting that out.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
All right.
So let us know if you guys have any questions that we can answer in future videos.
And because of
raining, do we have hatches closed?
Yeah, no, we have hatches open.
Okay, so we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Close hatches. Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Go, go, go.